with speed control, which we don't have in this vehicle. So we're gonna hit not present. Now for your speed limiter, we're gonna disable it. We're gonna make this video to add it to the other two videos that we did the other day about the PCM that we had to replace. This video is gonna be about programming. And programming, it's gonna be, hopefully, just like any other session. Remember, we ignore this VIN for now. And we're gonna go to PCM. Ignition on. We go through those warnings, and let's check the VIN. What's the VIN on this thing? Can you verify, Alex?
Okay.
Ending on 13028.
13028?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so that's our VIN. Is this correct? No. So it's going to tell us to enter the VIN ourselves, and of course we cannot paste it. I'm going to try to put this video together with the other two videos that I made about how to test that PCM on the bench. And the reason why we tested that PCM on the bench, it's because sometimes troubleshooting for a shorted 5-volt reference could be confusing because you get the same reading if you don't have an output as if you have a short on the output. So since we didn't know if we had a short on the output, we took the PCM out so we could hook it up on the bench, and that way we knew for sure that we didn't have a short on that 5-volt reference. And on the second test that we did with the other PCM, we could see that the 5 volts were present. We are doing this PCM as a used one. I mean, we couldn't afford a new one. Yeah. We had to put a used one in it because they're expensive. Well, it's not like it's my vehicle, but the customer didn't want to pay for it. So we bought a used one.
You're supposed to say it was in back order.
Yeah, okay, well, it was in back order?
No ETA?
No ETA. But actually, I mean, programming new modules, it's always straightforward. Like, you hook it up, you click a couple buttons, and you program it. Programming used modules, it's not always the fastest thing to do. So there's always complication. Like, before we attempted to do this, we attempted to do another PCM, and that one belonged to a different, it was a different hardware. And that computer was for a transmission without the torque shift option. So the gear, the range selector didn't work the same. Hopefully, I mean, someone knows what I'm talking about. I mean, the gear range, the selector range it's not the same. On the torque shift computer, I mean, on the vehicle with the torque shift, the signal goes on a single wire. On the one without the torque shift, it goes on different wires. That's one of the problems that we run into with the other PCM. Hopefully this one just goes through and it doesn't give us any more trouble. Can you turn the ignition off? So we're going to turn the ignition off.
Off.
Okay, we're gonna install. We have the module installed already. And ignition on.
On.
And we're gonna turn the ignition on. So this warning, like you've seen the other videos, just to let you know that it's gonna go through a lot of, different sessions of programming. You might see the bar graphs multiple times. So that means that you just follow directions and don't stop the programming until it says that it's completed. So we're gonna start. Ignition on. By the way, I'm clicking the enter key on my keyboard right now, so that's why you didn't see the mouse going to the right and clicking the check mark. Okay, first phase of programming. It's gonna. I think it's done erasing. I didn't see any graph bars for that, but right now it says that it's reprogramming. Okay, it's done doing whatever it was doing. It's gonna go on a second phase. This one's always faster. Ignition, it's in the on position, so I'm just gonna hit the enter key on my keyboard. Turn the ignition off.
Off.
Okay, ignition's off. We're gonna check it again. Now, it's been calibrated, and the calibration has been loaded and checked. So you have to wait for this kind of message to confirm that it's done before you do anything else. This is after programming steps that you gotta follow. That's our new part number. Now I don't think that this vehicle is gonna start since it's a 2014, and although it doesn't have an immobilizer, it doesn't have the transponder on the key, you still need to do the PATS procedure. We're gonna attempt to crank it. Nevertheless. Alex, can you crank it?
Point. No.
No crank. Okay, no crank. We still gotta do PATS, although we don't have a transponder. But before we do that, let me check for DTCs, because we don't want to waste time on the computer that needs something else done. Okay, so we have a P1622 immobilizer ID did not match. Okay, and what else do we have? PATS target identifier, that's immobilizer related. Lost communication with few modules. This is most likely because of the programming event that just took place. So every time you program any module on any vehicle, if you have communication codes, that means U codes like this one, or this, or this, or this. Every time you get those after programming, just erase them. Okay, so all of them passed except this P1622. So for this, we're gonna have to go to our body, security, PATS functions, double click on that. This system is gonna tell you that you need 2 keys. You do need 2 keys for any vehicle that uses transponder keys. This one does not use, although it's a 2014 Ford, doesn't use any transponder keys, but you still got to do this procedure to match immobilizer IDs. So we're gonna Click OK after turning the ignition on. Is the ignition on?
It's on.
Okay, ignition's on. We're gonna click. You wish to continue, we're gonna say yes. And we're gonna give it about 10 minutes until this thing gains security access. We'll be back in about 10. All right, we have gained security access for this vehicle. We're just gonna click in there, and we're gonna do a parameter reset. And for this vehicle, and this vehicle only, you can, I'm pretty sure you can ignore this. I've done this before, and the vehicle will start even without 2 keys. Just the ones that don't use the transponder in the key. Okay, for parameter reset to be successful, turn the ignition off and then back on. So we're gonna turn the ignition off. Can you turn it off?
Off.
And then back on.
On.
Okay, so off and then on. We're gonna exit from here. Try to crank it. Shut it off and turn the ignition on. Okay, seems to be that we were able to program this computer. Let's go back in there, read codes, make sure that we don't have any codes. Nice. Okay, so we attempted to program this PCM. We're gonna have to program it again, I'm pretty sure. Ah, man. Reason why this vehicle doesn't have a cruise control option on it. And I'm gonna have to show you how to do that on this type of vehicle with that type of problem when you're installing a used module. I think I have another video where I'll show you the same procedure, but okay, I saw that code. Crank it up again, Alex. I saw that code. Let me see. Shut it off. Yep, we're getting this P0581, and it's calling for. It's about circuit high on our cruise control multifunction input A. We don't have cruise control option on this vehicle, so we're gonna have to reprogram this computer, and I'm gonna show you how you do this. I'm gonna close my IDS completely. Turn the ignition off. And we're gonna start with the ignition off, because we're gonna force IDS to go into a mode designed for these computers that do not belong to any specifics. Some people call it engineering mode, which I don't think it is, because it's not like CDA for Chrysler. Okay, so we're gonna say no. We're gonna delete the session. So what IDS is going to do, it's going to try to recognize the computer right now, to recognize the VIN, and it's not going to be able to do that. Okay, we're going to click it, and then from this page, we're going to click no. And it's going to say, it's going to tell you to turn the ignition on. You're not going to turn it on, but still going to click this thing. And then turn it off. And then on again. The ignition is still off. And ignition off still. Okay, now you're gonna get this prompt saying that that you're gonna be able to select the vehicle from the list. We're gonna click here, and this is an E350, so it's not listed. So we're just gonna go with this option. DC2 alpha, no, okay, DC2 alpha, that's DC2 alpha. And then ME. That's our PCM. So this is a 2014. And we're not gonna, this is radio, no CD, right? Alex? No CD and no navigation?
This one has CD, no navigation.
Okay, radio with CD. Yes. That's the vehicle that we have. Okay, so the VIN that we have here, we're gonna enter that VIN. Hopefully that's how yes, that's how we do it. And just in case you get this list, just click none of the above. So this is the session that it has created for us. So we're going to go into module programming. PMI for PCM, double click, ignition on. Hold on. Yes, turn the ignition on. Hopefully we're not doing it too soon. Okay, that's our VIN. If we're doing this the right way, it's going to ask us about the options for the vehicle. It didn't ask us that on the first attempt that we did, because the software goes into the PCM and it reads the identification from the PCM itself, and it flashes based on that. When it's not able to do that from the beginning, it will ask you, whoever is programming this computer, to enter that information. And hopefully that's what we're doing here, otherwise we're gonna have to do it again. Ignition off. think we did a little bit too soon. I think we were supposed to do it here. Right here. I think this is where we had to do it. We're gonna continue with the flash anyways. Yep, I think we entered this the wrong way. Turn the ignition off.
Ignition is off.
We are gonna do. We did already, and then now we're gonna turn the ignition on. Turn it on again.
On.
Okay, I think we're doing it correctly this time. Casi para acá, no? So if you did it right, if you're attempting to do this kind of process, if you did it right, it's gonna show you these options where you're gonna have to enter the actual ratio. For this, we're actually gonna show you how we got this information. This is something that you do every time. You can get this information from the rear differential if it's available. Otherwise, what you do, let me show you here. Let's go to the back over here, Alex. I think it's recording, right? So that mark on the tire that also matches the mark on top. That's how you do it. You mark your tire on a point that you'll be able to recognize when it completes a turn, like one revolution. And you're gonna mark your drive shaft underneath, right? And then you're gonna lift up the vehicle and you're gonna turn your tire and you're gonna count how many turns the drive shaft goes for one revolution of your tire. That's gonna give you your ratio, okay? So pretty simple. We did that on this vehicle and we have a 4.1. We have 4.1, that's gonna be the actual ratio. Tire size, what do we have? Can you shine it in there? We should go with the tag, but let's go with the tag.
With the tap?
Yes.
I don't have no.
There's no tag? These are LT245s then. Check the tires.
No, wait, I have a tap. It's a
LT245, right?
225, 75, 60.
Oh shit. So 225. Okay. So that's our tire size. Speed control. That's the reason why we're doing this programming, because I'm pretty sure this PCM has been programmed with speed control, which we don't have on this vehicle. So we're gonna hit not present. And no speed control. Now for your speed limiter, we're gonna disable it so they can go as fast as they want. We're gonna check this. Okay, we're gonna confirm. And we're gonna turn the ignition on. Is the ignition on?
It is on.
Okay. So we're gonna hit enter and wait for this thing to complete the programming. Like right now it's erasing whatever it's gonna program, it's erasing the flash. So you can program it. It's the ignition on? It is, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna click on this check mark right here. Ignition off.
Out.
Okay, it's, calibration has been loaded and checked. We have that on the screenshot already. That's our new part number. We're gonna try, attempt to crank it. Can you crank it, Alex? All right, so vehicle starts. Shut it off. We're gonna go do a self-test and go look for that code again.
Is the ignition on?
Yeah, leave it on. Okay, ignition on. We're gonna go in there, check for codes. We're reading only our PCM. We're not doing a full scan on this vehicle. I mean, it's just pulling codes from the PCM. Okay. No codes. We have communication codes on 2 other systems. We're gonna clear those codes. Okay, so no codes. We're gonna turn the ignition off and then crank the engine again to see and read codes again. Crank it again, Alex. Ignition off. Cranking. Okay, with the engine running, we're gonna redo this thing. Okay, no codes. Shut it off. Turn it back on again and see if it engages, if it goes backwards and forwards. Yeah. Disconnect it. Why not? So we might get a lost communication error on the software because we disconnected our IDS. Okay, just see, Alex. No, fíjate, se engancha, güey. So we're gonna check to make sure that transmission goes into reverse and into drive. All right, so that concludes this video for programming on this PCM using a used PCM that didn't have the right calibration in it. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button to be notified of new content uploaded to our channel. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or if there is anything in particular that you would like to see in the channel. See you on the next one.